That's where I Daddy, we live in the dream, captain in the field. I love my drink like Champions League. Got the 25 hits, even the only field. Man, I bought the road like a Ferrari wheel. And every girl pan put I said enough of the tweet. Create my own league, say how we compete.
Oh, here's Gnabry, who's on the hat-trick, and he's in!
Champions League, this is Champions League.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the first time and the same room with these guys for the episode of Corner Flag Talk podcast. We're going to be here, we're going to be talking about the latest in football, because that's right, football is back, and I have no idea how long I could do this for. We can see how long I'll last. As you guys can see, I'm here with Virgil as always. Virgil, was it good?
Yeah, it's good to be back here. I just like being in this space. I just love this little space. But yeah, football talk. How you enjoy it?
And we here with Rogers, semi-usual. No, Roger, was it good?
I good. It's good to be back in the game, you know.
So, we're trying to...
On the field and off the field.
Trying to keep distance from each other, trying to mask up at it. Although, hiking, all this is very annoying.
Dog, this mask thing is be real annoying. That's why sometimes it's be like, best I stay home, I'm not going to go outside,
It's true. So, obviously, like we say, football started back now, so we start off nowhere else but the Bundesliga. We had some good games this weekend, dog. Basically everybody was so looking forward to football being back. Basically, everybody looked at the Schalke Dortmund game where Dortmund really did put on a show. Unfortunately, it is a show for nobody because there's no fans in the stadiums right now. But as Germany seeks to be the pioneers in how to return to football in these very weird times, Dortmund really did really well on the day. And what was actually a derby versus them and Schalke, for those who don't know, Julian Brandt was man in the match. Fantastic game from the German. Haaland was on the score sheet. Players like Rafael Guerrero came to the fore, and Hazard as well, who has been having a really good season, has to be said. Also in this match, Leipzig drew their game against Freiburg. Union Berlin managed to hold Bayern to only 2 goals as they were 2-0 away from home. And lastly, Bayer Leverkusen won 4-1 as wonder kid Kai Havertz scored twice as they really romped a win against relegation threatened Werner Bremen. So guys, the takeaways from this match today was, the kind of football that we saw on the day, and we go to Raj first. Raj, you watched the Schalke Dortmund game. How you thought about the quality of football that was on display?
Well, man, obviously with the time off look a little rusty. They look some loose touches here and there, but overall you could have see the difference in class between Schalke and Dortmund, because even though both teams was looking rusty, that Dortmund really pick it up and really attack it. So they was both looking rusty, but I guess you could say Dortmund was looking less rusty, and then by about 30 minutes in, you could have just see that they were better prepared for it. Definitely. And they had the better players.
What you took away from the football this weekend?
Dog, that look like a big sweat dog.
It did look like training kind of way, though. It did look like training.
Like a fit match kind of.
Yeah, so like tactics, so you had to go over, but fitness-wise, you could see from them not really trying to press as much, do everything they'll do. So, just keeping it simple. So, and as I said, that just comes down to skills. You still have to be sharp in your mind. Yeah. So, that way with Dortmund, it came to that. But the whole evolution of how it get now, it weird with no fans.
Yeah.
But it's not really watching it. We always opposed it. We didn't really care for it. It was like the fans really make it, but it wasn't really that bad. I find the game really was a good game to watch.
Yeah. From the game itself, I thought Julian Brandt, I know he got man in match, but it was really obvious how influential he was on this game. They left Jadon Sancho out, and when I saw that for the lineup, I thought they was thinking, okay, so there's on one hand, you don't want to rush back anybody. And when Jadon did come on, he might look a little pudgy, to be fair. But I thought he was going to try to take advantage of the lack of fitness that these players would have had. Bringing on Jadon at like the 70th minute, if they was losing or drawing, you had Jadon running at overly tired legs, or overly unfit legs of Schalke. The end product that he carries. It would have been a good shot, but Julian Brandt really stepped up one day. Him and Torgan Hazard were really at the forefront in helping them get forward. Obviously, Haaland was on the score sheet as well. But they really were influential on the day with the goals, with the assists, and they really put Schalke to the sword. And it was something that was characteristic of the whole weekend, because across the whole weekend, Dortmund was the only home team to win their game. And when you look back at all the ties, you saw that Dortmund was the only home team that, when you looked at the teams on paper, was the favored home team. Well, them and Leipzig. Leipzig started this weekend as well. But from the teams that actually won this weekend were mostly away teams. And they were teams that if before we gone into the games, you could have said that they were the superior. One team I left out was Mönchengladbach that also ran away with their game as well. I think it was with a 3-1 or 4-1, something like that. I'll check it here. But that was something we saw characteristic. And I think a big part of that is due to the fact that when you don't have fans in the stadium, there's a less propensity for momentum to change. Because it's very underrated, the added value that fans have to games. Fans influence referees. Fans influence the atmosphere. Fans intimidate people. I mean, look, we talk about Anfield atmosphere. And yes, to some extent, it could be overstated. But Anfield does have an atmosphere that is kind of intimidating. You know, we saw Barca go there and cover there last year. We saw several teams go there over the last 2 years while Liverpool were really in their pump and be influenced by how loud and raucous it is. To even go further back than that, you know, we talk about Dortmund and the yellow wall and how loud it is and how scary it could be to play there. And with all the home influence, you can see that the teams that are better on paper have been the ones excelling on the pitch. You know, and going forward was really worrisome, not just in this league, but in other leagues, is that when other leagues resume, is the teams that fight in relegation, that obviously on paper are of lower quality. And that added factor that they had in their back pocket of being able to be the home team and being able to have the home crowd get behind them and intimidate the opposition, that's not there anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Like we saw it against Bayern. Bayern went to Union Berlin. And it's basically like a training game. Robert Lewandowski got his 40th goal of the season, the only player to reach that much so far, as him and Timo Werner continue to fight for the goal domestically. But yeah, you know, Roger, I want to get your thoughts on how this could affect, you know, the whole lack of home crowd, you know, how it could affect the football on the field.
It will affect it because they wouldn't have like no discernible home crowd advantage because the crowd's empty. So I guess teams with like bad teams would, or good teams, they'll more or less have to rely on their own skill, I guess.
Yeah.
And you know, teams that worse off, like you say, teams that fight in relegation wouldn't necessarily have as skilled or as good players as teams to the top of the leagues. So yeah, it could be, that's it for some of the teams. It could spell the end of their top flight stay. Like teams in England, like who are the bottom? Norwich and those kind of teams it'll be hard to see them staying up now.
Yeah.
And with that, to compare it, if you look at the whole football culture in Germany, because for me, like, I have a preference for German stadiums, because I just really like how their stadiums do. Right. It's like a dungeon. It's like you just come into their lair. Yeah. And their German fans, no matter what, will always show out. Because even like from Werder Bremen, because I remember a time way before I just took in a game from them, their fans will go crazy for their games. Schalke Stadium too, their fans will go crazy in those games. And to just miss that element there, because that noise that they'll have there and that momentum they'll have for the players, that's how with the Bundesliga, you could see dice be going all over. No matter what, you can never really call a game. You can never really know. And that home advantage is a big thing in the German league.
Yeah, like if you 2-0 down, sorry to cut. If you seem like 2-0 down and you have fans and they're getting behind and they're saying, come on, you will continue to fight it. But now you're 2-0 down in an empty stadium. Head's going to drop. You're going to be like,
it's like
what are we fighting this for?
Yeah, like what makes sense. And you know, the Schalke game is a real good example because it was a derby. And Schalke has literally come back from losing 4-0 to Dortmund in the last year or so. I don't think it was this season, but it was season before or something like that, right? They come back from 4-0 down. And it's because you have the fans getting back. There is no atmosphere to hype you up. There's the footballers on the pitch, and that's about it. And is that a fair way to decide football? I don't know. And the truth is that, you know, we talk about how the football can be easier for the quality teams to stamp their mark on the smaller teams. Then now, it'll be easier for like the quality teams to stack pad and thing too. Because then now, let me say teams go out to break records because now it is essentially easier for some teams. Because you don't have to worry about intimidating stadiums, intimidating opposition. You know the opposition weaker than you, but they don't have that extra level that comes when when their home fans riling them up, getting them into the game. They don't have that. And look at that. Teams that was chasing the records and thing, you know. It could have been said that maybe Liverpool would have dropped the invincible race sooner without their fans. You know, we look back at the game in Anfield between them and West Ham, where West Ham took the lead and was doing well
Right,
for a while.
that's a good
And
example,
then
actually.
we saw Fabianski, who has been characteristically good ever since he left Arsenal. He was good at Swansea. He was good. He has been good for West Ham. He made mistakes on the day. And you think he make those mistakes on a regular? No, it's because the fans influence and he's nervous. It's a nerve-wracking game, you know? And that's just something to consider, that fans is not just paying customers. They are part of the product. And you can't just replace that part of the product, you know, of what we get in football. You know, but looking ahead, the good football in the Bundesliga does not stop there with the derby between Dortmund and Schalke. This weekend coming up, we actually have Bayern versus Dortmund. And as usual, Marco Reus is missing for this game. And it's really sad that, you know, somebody of such quality that we've been seeing for so much years now only manages a handful of appearances every year. I think last year was his best season. And it's because he actually managed to stay fit, and Dortmund had a serious title charge last year. But it doesn't look like it'll be anything this year for him. Hopefully Jadon Sancho will be back fit by then, you know. I want to look forward to the other leagues. And first off, you know, UEFA have postponed the key executive meeting until June 17th as to decide how the Champions League and the Europa League would be finished this season. I really think that as much as I want to see the Champions League return, it needs to be, the league football is more important.
Yeah.
Because at the end, the leagues decide relegation, promotion. Yes, Champions League decides prize money, but it also decides, like, the leagues decide who goes into Europe and that kind of thing. And very obvious, it decides championships. You know, some teams, Liverpool, have been chasing championship for so long. You know, that is much more important to finish that, you know. But there were rumors of play the Champions League with one-legged ties and playing them in a truncated space of time. You know, what do you think about that?
And most of the first legs play already, though.
So what they were saying is that they would play out the second legs for those that still have to play out, and then from the next leg, it'll be one-legged ties at neutral venues.
Yeah, because for me, I find with that is, I agree with that. They have any one leg and just doing that, because we talk about in Germany how the home advantage, the difference with the home advantages. If the whole neutral ground, it's not to say you have two smaller teams going on. We reach the business end where everybody in the competition now are giants and should be favorites to push on to win the Champions League. So to have that on neutral ground, the skill is going to be there. The fans might not be there, which at the end of all this, we're going to realize how much a big part the fans do play in this game. But going on, I find that make more sense having the one-legged ties to push on, because now that the Euros are for sure postponed, and just to have that league play out, you can use that time after now to decide Champions League after. I find that would make the most sense.
Yeah, and you know, before Raj jump in, there's actually something I wanted to say about German football that I hope people know, and if you don't know, you're gonna know now. Is that with the exception of Hoffenheim, that through some logistical means that they were acquired, and I'm not sure how, I probably should have looked into it, but majority of German clubs are fan-owned, 50-1.
Okay.
There's a 50.1% rule where at the end of the day, the clubs has a 51% share in the club's stake, which means that even though that they would have owners, the owners don't have controlling interest in the club. And because of that is why I think Germany takes a lot more care in treating their fans a certain way. Because I think German ticket prices, compared to English ticket prices, are significantly lower. Germany was one of the first nations that looked to refund their season tickets to people. You know, England, only this week I saw Manchester United refunded their tickets, you know. We in this COVID thing 2 months now. You didn't think that obviously when football return, it wouldn't have nobody to come to your stadium?
Right.
You know? When you look at England now, I don't think that when football resumes and that people could come, aside from the fear of COVID returning, I think there'll be a lot of people in the stadium for the simple sake of some people survived on the edges to come out of this COVID thing. To pay your whatever ticket prices though to come to a game could be a leisure thing again. And when you look at to spend that money on that compared to buying food for your family for a weekend, it's not measurable.
And the price of the food in the stadium too.
Yeah, everything is ticket price is getting there, is settled on the whole day there. Some people's cancel work to be there, that kind of thing, you know. And I think not just England, but football on a whole is going to learn to appreciate fans a lot more for what they added. We seeing what they add to the game now, and by them not being there, what it taken away. Like I told you guys before we came on air, I watched 2 games before this before this Bundesliga resumed, with all fans being there. PSG Dortmund and Juve versus Inter. And both games, the team that was stronger on paper were dominant on the field. That underdog factor is gone without fans being there. It is truly gone. It's really hard to do it, you know, because you don't have somebody in your corner adding an extra factor to your team. And we look at how exorbitant English prices are. I think teams, as much as they'll be looking to make back revenue, will have to, in order to encourage fans to come back, need to reduce prices in order to get them back into the stadium. Because you need to make it attractive for them to come. Obviously, people want to come, but then you have to think about it too. Coming out of this, everybody will get accustomed to watching football at home. And you get it through the same means like you get it before. But now it's cheaper because it's in your house. It's less expenditure to go out, ticket, clothes, food, travel, everything. You're just in your home. And then now you had to ask people now to come out that way. It is already a cheaper thing. And, you know, I feel like they got to find a way to make it more attractive to fans to come back. So, yeah, Raj, you could go ahead. You could talk about that, or you could, you know, keep talking about the Champions League. It's up to you.
On the Champions League thing, I think the neutral site idea is a good one with the one leg. Or if they could take a spin to it, you know, have them play like both teams stay near the neutral site and they play the first leg on Tuesday and the second leg on Thursday evening or something like that. I mean, it might sound
a bad idea.
It might sound hard, but them footballers mad fit. I'm sure they could run 2 games that close to each other. And with respect to the making it attractive for people to return to stadiums once everything is clear. I don't know. I don't have much faith especially with how some of these clubs try to dodge paying their workers by furloughing and whatever. I don't have much faith in these clubs to like lower ticket prices or lower concessions to think about, let's make it attractive for our fans to return. I think they're just going to be like, oh, our fans should be grateful that they could come. Let me send up the prices even more. Yeah. I don't have much faith in these clubs to do quote unquote the right thing by their fans like that.
Jack, at the end of the day, look at all the other the clubs. You can see that now they're starting to turn the clubs into more of a brand than a club really. And from all that, they already know realistically, because we might not know it, but we legit paying close to the ticket prices with all this TV package that we have there and having to pay for the channels to watch that. At the end of the day, if you're really going to the numbers of that, we paying our tickets every week to watch that. Mm-hmm. So by them doing that, they know for a fact
we don't illegally stream.
That's very true. They don't do that.
They don't do that.
So by the time, but because they know that okay, if the fans stay home, they know they're getting that. People want to watch football. But at the end of the day, it's not just. And I won't be against the club for this, because at the end of the day, you know the whole process of getting to the stadium and doing everything there and what the rules are to follow. You can't trust everybody else to play that part, because to get there on the trains, to get there by whatever means, to get to the stadium, because majority of people does enjoy the whole that little parade they have towards the stadium. The little parade that they have outside, and when they get inside and all that, if it have a sort of a whole social distancing inside there, because realistically from when the world open back up, things gonna be a lot different now. It's gonna be real different. That the clubs, as much as they will try to do to have things in place, you really can't bank on everybody else playing the part. You really can't bank on that. So at the end of the day, they could lower the ticket prices, but you know how the club going think. They know for a fact if they do stay home, we still get our money from that TV rights. We still get we other get.
And at the end of the TV money is a big part of these clubs' income, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they could look to TV clubs could be looking at, you know, using that to leverage themselves into better deals by saying, you know, more people using this now than looking to go to the stadiums and that kind of thing, you know.
I just one
Yeah,
quick.
go ahead.
You think small clubs like all? You think small clubs could survive with our model of lower prices, so fans could come into the stadium? Like the big clubs might be able to do that, but you think clubs that have a finite amount of money, Norwich and Bournemouth and them could?
Okay, good hold up. We the people, the viewers, the TV things, that what paying the players. Because realistically, look at them small places that have a capacity of 14,000, 15,000. That money for that might be pumped back in the stadium. They're not going towards the players.
Yeah.
Realistically, majority are covered football. You get the amount of capacity you see in that stadium, you have that times 10 watching the games.
That's true.
Because even for them, playing a big, that way for them to come to the Premier League, playing a big team, they know, all right, they're going to get a lot more viewers from that.
No,
That's
it's
going to go back to them.
You just had like one view in a City Stadium and then 10 on a stream for a Champions League game.
Okay.
Back to serious talk here. But for the big teams will be able to survive because the big teams could survive. They have their revenue coming in from other different things. But those small teams, they can't lower anything because to lower that no one.
But my counter to that would be, what if you lower your price by 20%,
Yeah.
but at 100% of your price, you're only filling out half the stadium, but you lower by 20, and you get 75 to 80% of the stadium full. What I say is that it is a little give and go kind of thing now. That sometimes that you might need to lower a little bit more to fill out the stadium, and by filling it out, you might actually be making more than only half capacity now. You know.
Okay.
So it's a touch and go situation. Keeping it on the Premier League. Today the Premier League confirmed that 6 of the division's 748 players and club staff has tested for positive for coronavirus. 6 is less than 1%, which is good. And you know what we hope that they could do is that now, you know, you have the players in some isolation. You know, also today they announced that there is the return, which I had here somewhere. You know, players returning to they agreed to small group training returning today. So like players are like 4 and 5 coming to the stadium, coming to the training grounds at a time, and you're hoping that they could take some example from the Germans. You know, I was saying before that if there's any country that I believe could get this right, is Germany, because the truth is that from a society point of view, they dealt with the corona really well, and I believe that they would do every logistical measure to keep the players safe, you know. But the problem is that England are not in the same place as a society that Germany is with respect to dealing with the corona, and that in itself is a major problem, you know. So keeping it again on the Premier League, I wanted to talk about that Manchester City's appeal after breaking the law for their 2-year ban from European competition after breaking the law.
Allegedly.
Is to be heard at CAS from June 8th to 10th. So now looking forward to this once again. This could have some appeals on how important the Premier League can be this year, because some teams might feel like fourth place is you know, out of touching distance, but 5th place could be very real depending on how, you know, Chelsea and United and them do, you know.
Right.
Teams might feel like those teams are quite close, you know. But Virgil, I want to know, you know, as a City fan, how confident are you? You know, I know we talked about this like 2 months ago when the signal came out, but how confident are you? Again, this appeal overturned, even though all they did the thing that they are being alleged of doing.
Well, us only players could only follow what the head say, and they say that they 110% confident in, you know, this being overturned and
You
everything.
expect them to say anything else?
No, that's it. And you know, all that comes from a standpoint. Because Daddy has, they will try to keep everybody calm because they know they have a lot on the line, whether it be players, you know, because realistically, fans will look at that and, you know, it has some fans that will feel some type of way about it. But you know what I have to do? Just trust the process. They're going in to appeal it. It would happen. I only see the benefit coming out of that is it lower into a 1 year, because you have to look at the players realistically. Because a player is different from the club. You can't hold a player. Accountable for what the club do. Because the players in the dark for all that. And realistically, majority of them at the point of their career where the next trophy they want to their collection in the Champions League.
As a fan, is there like let me say it is 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Is there any player that you're really worried about leaving in that 2 years?
Yeah. For sure, Mahrez.
We know Sane want to be out.
Yeah, we know Sane have a lot of issues now in the club. That personal. You know, Sane had a child recently and whatnot. All that is all kind of problems that they need. But realistically, see players like De Bruyne. We all back in De Bruyne and saying, De Bruyne is top three best players in the world. Everybody saying De Bruyne they're behind Messi or not, which is fact. But for me, as somebody for me, I want De Bruyne to go on and push and make Ballon d'Or status. Hey, you want De Bruyne to push and reach Ballon d'Or status. You want your players to push there because you have a relationship with the club. They want everything. They want everything in England. The only thing next realistically for them to do City is mimic the Invincibles. That's the only thing really you could do. From having those seasons ago, but players like De Bruyne, Mahrez, you look at Aguero, you look at those players that you see achieve so much for your club. You can't hold against them that they might want to go out, and if they have the opportunity to go out there and win something else.
If it changed to 1 year, how much of those players you think would stay? You think all of them would stay?
Realistically, all them might stay, because realistically, in that 1 year time, they all still have aspirations of still pushing in England, because
I'm gonna bring up this before I say it here, but some of those players are like in the latter stages of their career now.
They're like
Mahrez is like 28, 29.
Yeah, Mahrez 29, De Bruyne 28. You look at Aguero, who's
I think Silva just signed a contract yesterday or day before.
Renew. Remember the Premier League say players who contract expiring in June.
It was just for that.
They get to sign an extension until the end of when the season's supposed to finish.
Yeah, but he's not good again. But so you're not really that worried about anybody leaving?
Yeah, I'm not really that worried because majority of the squad we have fairly young, and majority of them already said they would be okay with it. They stand together, but you see those players like De Bruyne, Mahrez, those are the players you see that they did so much in England. Mahrez did so much with Leicester, win the league. He did all that. He won trouble with City. You can't sit down as a fan and expect them to this come out of nowhere. This hit us here. For all they stay and support the club. That's not their responsibility. They have to go on and further the career. They have to go on and add if they have ambitions. The same way we have to make changes for how when the world come and start back with all this. You have to make changes with that, and you have to focus on the youth. We have a lot of young players that's still trying to break into the first team. They can get the opportunity from this. There's a lot that could happen from it.
Cool. Raj, I as somebody on the outside who being very blunt about it, I want to get on now because my team don't be in the Champions League, and this is a chance for me to be in the Champions League, right? Being real blunt about it. And at the same time, I 110% believe that they did what they did. What they accused of doing.
Look how time has changed. Look how the once great club of London fell off.
Your team is funded by blood money. What you talking about?
Legal help to get back into Champions League.
Yeah, but
you're not sure.
Wait. I just want to bring up that. Therefore, for you to reach where you reach, you couldn't even do it legally.
Nah.
Whereas, wait. Whereas Chelsea, on the other hand, had a rich owner though, but they did everything by the book.
We did everything by the book.
All you cheated, dog.
Allegedly.
Dog. The only reason that they're standing for all is because the emails were obtained illegally.
Yeah.
But the emails are real.
Yeah, but the money that was used there, the money not used there. People forget the money not used there to turn the players into world class players. You know, the money not also.
The money was there to bring them in.
No, not all of it. Majority of things have with the
Maybe
Etihad.
not all of it though. You feel like afford with that stupid club all
the expansion of the stadium.
So they get hit 8 from Middlesbrough though. You
The
feel like
expansion the expansion of the stadium. The expansion of the
it's the stadium that bring
the expansion of the
like, the stadium I had to play this week in week out can't not be here.
The Etihad.
The expansion of the stadium, the expansion of the football group that has us owning things in America, all over the different
money.
different football groups. All those things that was aspirations. All that money coming in was not just to purchase all the players, because realistically, look at our player purchases. Our record signing.
Let's see. They spent 67 on De Bruyne. They spent 70 million on Rodgers. Spent 50 million on Sterling. Only have 3 of the most expensive top 10 defenders. All of who is trash except for one.
But our record sign. Look at how we spend our money when it comes to players alone, right? We have not broken a world transfer record yet.
Yes, Oli had the most expensive defender in the world at that point.
When we had signed who, Laporte?
No, probably. I don't know.
Was
Laporte was like 60 million, eh?
Walker was he expensive right back?
Right back, yeah.
But look at that price. I'm talking about like the world player. If we had
the most expensive English one of all time.
If we focus on buying the best players, why now we would have pushed and gotten in the 80 millions, 100 millions before. But they're saying we're not pushing for that. We're not pushing for those players. When we had the opportunity to sign João Felix for 120, we pushed. I was like, no,
allegedly,
we are not signing João Felix, because realistically, we are not doing like PSG. PSG and them could buy a world class player and fit him into the system. If he's not fitting into the system, we're not buying him. So majority money it went to a lot of other things, which at the end of the day still brought in revenue for other things. Yes, you know.
Blood money. Good, nice.
Is their hard-earned money? The sheiks just simply transfer. I don't know. I'm not there. Allegedly. I do not know. I don't know.
For the last 5 seasons, Robert Lewandowski has scored 40 goals plus in each of them. The only player to have outscored him in the Bundesliga during that time is Aubameyang. So, in other news, the Serie A is set to restart group training after being given the green light by the Italian government, and I think this is significant because at the end of the day, Italy was the first major league to have been hit with the corona. Like get tested like 5 times before you get tested negative. I mean, that's scary though.
Yeah,
imagine for real though. That's scary.
Italy as a society and them was like at one point like the highest place that had coronavirus outside of China.
Yeah.
But a lot into that.
That real sketch for their
remember Italy
league to start back so soon. I think they especially should wait a little while longer.
That's true. That's very true.
Moving forward with the Premier League, I think first of all, 19 out of the 20 Premier League clubs voted for Liverpool to be handed the title, which I think is fair, but I mean, I'm not getting into this with you. So
we had this talk.
Right? But looking forward, as I was telling Rog this, I think that no matter what, this Premier League season should be finished. Because at the end of the day, not just Premier League, but English football should be finished. Because for teams throughout the divisions, there's so much on the line every single season in terms of promotion, relegation, prize money to keep them surviving, that is too much on the line not to finish it. So what I was saying is, as an exaggeration, if 10 years from now is when football is safe to resume, then 10 years from now they'll get play out this season. Because at the end of the day, Aston Villa is currently like 2 points off of safety and have a game in hand. How you get end the season now and tell them tough you're relegated? That's wrong. And then I don't really like the idea of ending the season and just keeping the teams up and then they can let next season be a 22-team season I don't think that's good either.
That don't make sense for England. That don't make sense for
Because at the
England.
same time too, you know, I know Roger's a Chelsea fan, right? But the idea right now, Manchester United are 3 points off at Chelsea. You know, you have no idea what's going to happen in the next 12 games. Obviously, I know you're hoping that they don't screw it up, right? But anything is possible in football. You don't know what's going to happen. For all we know, Leicester could lose all kind of games for the next 12 match days, though, because they're only 5 points ahead of Chelsea. If they lose only 2, they're back into the contention for the top 4 race, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't think it's right to end football. But
What if somebody counter all that what you just say and tell you, we don't know if Liverpool could win this title? Yes, we know they have 1 or 2, I think it's 2, 1 game
I
to
think
go
it's
to win.
possible by their next game to win it, because City have a game in hand, and depending on how that game go, then Liverpool could win it on the next match day.
And I'm not trying to sound salty to Liverpool fans if there are those out there, but if somebody say, well, we don't know if suppose Liverpool, you know, catch a bad form and the other teams just keep winning to keep the points where that they won't get the title and it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
I keep playing my girl knocking training and then miss that one game and then down fall up. You never know what could
So
happen.
all I'm saying is
never
don't necessarily just hand them the title. Just let them finish out
Yeah,
the schedule as normal like everybody
But
else
this
would.
season for sure I have an asterisk set in it, because some teams have been afforded a luxury that no other team would have been afforded ever before now. For example, Manchester United and Spurs. Both of them have marquee players out injured that were marqueed out to be out for the rest of the season. And there's a very high chance that by the time football resumes, they'll be back. Heung-min Son is already back in training. Harry Kane, I believe, is also in training. Rashford is very close to fitness as well, you know. And those 3 would have been very influential on how the title race would have gone. Not title race, but the top 4 race would have gone, you know. So there's that element to it now, where that's a luxury that you've been afforded. You're getting told, no, it's okay that your players are injured. We got to restart when they fit anyway. You know?
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, for example, and this is not just, you know, because as an Arsenal fan, but last year, Hector Bellerin was having a phenomenal season, though, really, really and truly phenomenal. Everybody knows that Trent broke the record for assist bars defending a single season last year. But the truth is that until Bellerin got injured, Bellerin had the most assists of any defender in the league. And then he tore his LCL, in January. And then missed the rest of the season, has struggled to come back this season. Imagine being told that there was a possibility last season that he'd have been able to return and finish the season. Because of that games, we played Jenkinson at right back, you know. Jenkinson, you know. That man was playing in League One, not Championship, you know, League One on loan, though, and we had to recall him. So, you know, there's that aspect.
That's why the whole what ifs don't make sense with respect to the whole cutting the league and saying, okay, Liverpool's going to win it, let's just get them it. Or this team was playing bad, let's just relegate them. Because realistically, it could be like, okay, this whole what if could look back. Realistically, you could say, oh, what if Mendy was fit? seven. You could say 7 games. The 7 games in Mendy was had the top assist for defenders. Look at him. Remember when he was right. Pushing.
That was last season.
That was beginning of the season.
Man, he played 7 games this season.
I thought.
Sorry.
I thought at the start of the season. Okay, when I started seeing just racking up points in fantasy.
Yeah.
But
he's really a good asset in fantasy.
Nah, but
He don't play.
But yeah, I feel like if
you feel he'll go for left back this year.
we're looking at it. But then our whole transfer news for something else. But
yeah,
we're looking at it.
You want to say before we close off?
But I just want to just keep it as, you know, they really should play it out as no matter when they should play it out, because realistically, the Premier League and Championship is 2 different things. And a lot of teams rely on that. You really can't take those teams in relegation.
And Leeds have a wage bill as equivalent to a 10th place Premier League team.
So they will be looking to get promoted because they can't sustain that in Championship.
They do have players that are Premier League quality, like Calvin Phillips, for example. Phenomenal DM. If I was United, I'd be looking to buy him in an instant.
Taking Norwich. Norwich have a set of players that a lot of big clubs looking at. Liverpool looking at Cantwell. You see inequality on these teams. It's like
Yeah.
But all,
Thank God for it.
with all them just having been in the Premier League, they won't also be able to pull in those players that for the strength of the team. They won't also. But if it just end the season like this and send them down, and then look at the teams down there and bring them up, it's like, yo, you just do a big disservice to them. You had to play out the season.
And then you had to say, Raj?
No, I agree with Vujil, man. When it's safe, just pick up the season where it's ended. I don't necessarily think it's that safe yet, especially in England.
I agree.
But when it is, don't just hand people titles or hand people fourth or hand people relegation. Just continue it like if it was a big winter break or something.
Or at least have some format that allows people to still earn their results at the end of the season.
Right.
Even if it's a short kind of mini tournament, whatever it is, or something. But even if it's something to reduce the amount of games being played, i.e. reduce the chances of infections happening, still let it have some kind of way for people to determine their own fate. Don't hand them it midway through the season, because that's not what people sign up for.
Right.
You know? So, that's it, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks, you guys, for joining us. Catch you guys next time. See you soon. Take it easy. Later. See you.
Daddy, we live in the dream, captain in the field. All of Madrid like Champions League. Got the 25 hits, even the only field. Man, I run up the road like a Ferrari.